So the other parts of the clock are now in the cleaning solution, and we've got to get these springs off of the main wheels and also get the springs unbound so that they can be cleaned. And here's the one on the strike side with the strike great wheel and count wheel. Here's the one for the time side. I already have it mounted in a simple type of mainspring winder that's common with a lot of beginning clock repairs. It's a very easy to use mainspring winder. I probably won't be demonstrating it on camera because it's a little bit difficult to use one-handed, and compound the fact that all of these are different, the American-made clock movements, and as you can see, the tail of the click there is just about pinched by the edges of the winder, which is going to complicate matters somewhat. But I will get this one unbound. So what I've got that I picked up used is a Webster mainspring winder. That's this thing right here. And this is the attachment for doing a loop end mainspring. This is an older winder. The newer ones have a bushing here that will keep this from being floppy. I also have an accessory tail supporter here that supports the end of the arbor, and I'll explain how that works. There is a collet chuck here that will support the square of the arbor, and you simply push it in. After you loosen this off, push it in as far as it'll go, and then tighten it up. And because this is somewhat long and it's going to be putting a lot of tension on there that could cause damage, you want to support this outer end of the arbor. So that's where this comes in. And there is a adjustable cup bearing here that has two different sizes on this end. And since we're doing a loop end mainspring, adjust this to where it just barely sticks out the back like that. Snug that down, and then press that up against the everything, and then tighten this screw down. So now everything is pretty snugly secured. Then we could take the loop end of the mainspring here and secure it like so, and that will hold it in position. Now the nice thing about this is it operates even if the winding click on your main wheel doesn't. So I've got that completely detached there, and what I'm now going to do is, this is the ratchet on the winder. Some winders use a sliding bar that blocks the handle. I don't like those. I prefer this type. So we're going the right direction here. We're going to wind this until the spring is tight enough that the clamp can be removed. And open-ended mainsprings like this might have a tendency to creep around a little bit on you. That's why it's nice to have this here to help guard it. Check it occasionally when it's tight enough that it will you can release the clamp. That's as far as you need to wind it up. Okay, and it came right off. Now, the nice thing about this is no hand on the handle. If I switch this to the other way, it will not release until I release the pressure on the mechanism like that. And now I can let the mainspring down completely. Like that, so there's no tension anywhere. Remove the end, and there it is. Go ahead and loosen that, loosen this, slide that off out of the way, and remove the assembly from the winder. And there the spring has now been safely let down, and now it can be released from the inner hook. So now we'll do that on this one. And I've got this one mounted in this mainspring winder here that I don't really like these that well. I mean, I've used them quite a bit. It certainly work out on a lot of different main wheels. On this one though, I don't think it's going to, not without modifying the winder a little bit, which I haven't done. But to use one of these, basically what you do is, and you got to use both hands to do this, is you install the letdown key on there like so, and then turn it in the direction that you would to wind the mainspring up. Let me see if I can get this camera in a better position here. And then while holding this, you would let the release the click. And we'll see if we can do that by releasing the spring here from its keeper and getting the click to release. Fortunately, it's going to be difficult to do this because, as I said, the way this mainspring winder is, the way this click is not very mounted very close. It's mounted very far away from the ratchet, so it's going to be very difficult to get in a position where you can get on it. So it would have to almost be done is this. One hand to hold a screwdriver and steady the winder, and another hand on the letdown key, like that. But we've got to wind the spring up first. Enough that we can slip the retaining ring off. Okay, just like that. On some makes of clock, the click is made to where the spring is not part of the click. And you see there's just no way to get in there to release it satisfactorily. So what are you going to do? Because we are at a point here where we can't back off of this. Well, we'll attach it into the mainspring winder. That's what we'll do. And we'll let it do the work for us here. Install it in the chuck like so. position where it'll hold it like that. Okay. Turn this the other way here. There we go. Now, what we'll have to do is, with another hand, release the click there and crank it the other way. So, I will put the camera down and I will come back to you when that's done.